Right then, this is Jack Skellen, going to show you how I did my Photoshop poster. Go make something similar to this. I haven't actually got the original image, but I can make something pretty similar. Also, I'll be showing a few techniques I used to make the review here. So I've already got Photoshop up and running. Here's the picture that we're going to use. So because it's in-game, I won't be needing the spot healing tool or anything like that. Just go straight into text. There we go. I'll just unlock this. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to create text that's going to be in line with the vehicle. So if we have, say, a plane coming out here-ish, square, I'll show you what I mean. Let's just make our little title here. So, change the colour to white. Bring up the size plenty. Lagging quite heavily, excuse that. Change the font type to Orator, this is my personal favourite. Right, so this is where it gets quite interesting. Using the warp tool, you can select arc and lower. Actually, totally ignore that, we're going to use arch. So we bring the bend straight down to 0. Then we can start playing around with the distortion tools. This basically gives a sense that the text is moving away towards us in that way. Very Star Wars. We add that tilt upward a little. Fair amounts of horizontal distortion. Right, so that's. So basically what we've got to remember is we've got to stick to the normal convention poster here. See, the text is in line with the gun, main characters at the fourth, secondary character in the rear. Slight error there, don't see that. And we've got the bog standard blurb down here, which is very typical. So I'm just going to quickly make that blurb. We have our arbitrary, just undo that. Okay, looks alright. So we bring up the text tool again and have a little shibble. I would say so we bring this down pretty heavily. Now the thing is, because we're working in Photoshop, there's no real work to be done. And on top of that, because we're using screen captures for a game, you can automatically set it how you want it in game. I can, admittedly, play around this a little. So I could change the hue, mess around with the saturation. Nice. In fact, for this one, we're going to make it a bit more dark. The image look cooler. Okay. Just merge those. So that leaves the text unedited by that merge. So we get a sort of darker image going on here. In fact, you know, really step this up a grade. Same here, burn tool. Just really darken up these shadows. Adds a certain je ne sais quoi pas. Here's the bit coming off there. Oops, a bit too heavy. Yeah, it looks a lot more deadly now. A lot meaner in general. So I'm just going to switch straight back over here. Text on. But excuse me, this is my first time running Photoshop on a new PC, so it's pretty laggy as it loads everything up. Let's just check with this. Okay, that's a bit more vertical. That was more narrow, so I'm going to switch to Arial Narrow, which is in here somewhere. No, it's not. She's a nice narrow looking one. A bit too ornate. Nobody likes ornate. A lot of this is all about finding the right font, which I am currently struggling to do. Okay, there's a little trick. This doesn't look particularly narrow. So what I'm going to do is just switch over to arbitrary and stick some spaces in between. Bring that down a fair level. Now the problem is that looks really quite stretched. So what I do is use Grabble. Oh, that's not right. Bear with me. So we can rasterize. Grab show transform controls, and I can squeeze the transformation. Here we are. On that sharper font. That of course looks absolutely rubbish, so we're going to undo everything. There we are. I prefer that. So what we go do that down here, so we right click, rasterize, which basically means make it an actual physical object rather than just some text chucked on the top. Select what we're going to do, show transform controls, just bring it up. Transformation, undo, boom, awesome, beautiful. Now all this is absolutely centered to a degree. I mean, you can see there's a bit of a gapping going on here, and these aren't entirely straight, but it is centered. I do this by window, somewhere in here, cooler. There it is, rulers. I'll put the rulers, right click percent, 50%, perfect. This, you can see a faint line just here, I'll zoom on that. Yeah, there it is, so this line is down the exact centre of the page, enable me to perfectly grab exactly how to split the page formats. That wasn't hard to do, because I had a fitted marker. So I simply grabbed the line tool, stuck a line straight down. Bam, like that. For more.